Before you first came in, how'd you feel with the back?
Bad. I couldn't do anything. I was just plumb down.
Just real bad, huh?
Yep. I got horses. I couldn't feed them. I couldn't get around to do anything.
And then we started adjusting you, and you saw results pretty much right away?
Yeah, after about a week.
Okay. It really started improving.
Yep.
Okay.
After about the first 2 visits.
Uh-huh.
I started being able, I could get around and feed my horses, and I watched what I did. I was afraid to do much, but anyway, it just kept getting better from there.
Now, are you pretty much able to, are you back to normal? Pretty much able to do what you want to now?
Pretty much. If I sit around for very long or whatever, I start kind of get, a little stiff. But, yeah, I do my feeding and everything, taking care of my horses.
Okay. And now you've come in only about once a month or so?
Yep.
Okay. Well, great.
And it's great.
Okay. Well, is there anything else you want to say?
I just want to say I'd recommend this to anybody. I went to the doctor 2 or 3 times. They gave me shots of, I guess, cortisone. I don't know what it was to try to help with the back, to get me back, to normal, and it didn't help. Nothing helped. But I came here, and it helped, and I'd recommend it to anybody.
Well, I sure appreciate it. Okay.
Well, I was in a car wreck. A guy hit 5 cars going south in northbound traffic, and actually I got it twice because he hit me and then I hit the car he hit in front of me. So I got sideswiped and then I got hit in the front.
And how did you feel after that?
Well, immediately after, I was just in shock. I didn't feel any pain for about an hour, and then about an hour afterwards, my back just started just aching, and I could barely stand up. And I went to the hospital, and
did you go to the emergency room?
Yeah. And my neck didn't start bothering me until about 3 weeks later.
Okay.
And
what type of treatments did you have after the emergency room?
Well, after the emergency room, I went and see my family doctor, and he really didn't do a lot for me. He sent me to Health South, which I commend them. They did a really good job, but it just wasn't getting me better. And they didn't do any treatment with my neck. So I went to my lawyer, and I went back to my doctor, and he said that I didn't need any more treatment. So I went to my lawyer, and I told my lawyer, that I wasn't doing better and things weren't getting better. So he sent me to Dr. Masters, and I'm doing better.
Good. Were you scared to come in for chiropractic the first time?
Yes, I was. I hadn't been to a chiropractor before, and I wasn't sure how it was going to work or if the popping was going to hurt, but I really like it here.
How long did it take you to start feeling better?
I think with like most usual adjustments, you start feeling better about 3 days later. You can really notice the difference.
So how much better do you think you are now from your initial?
From the first day I walked in here, I am 110% better.
Good.
The first day I walked in, I could barely walk, and today I can jump up and down. And
good, great. We like to hear that. Do you have any other comments?
I really commend Dr. Masters. He's a really great doctor. I don't like any doctors, and I like Dr. Masters.
Okay. Great.
I recommend anybody to him.
Great.
I was hit by an 18-wheeler.
Okay.
Had an 18-wheeler pull out in front of me. It's doing about 65. I broadsided him right there underneath his door, hit him so hard, I ejected him out of his driver to his passenger seat.
Wow. Okay. And then when you had the injury, how'd you feel?
At the time, I didn't feel it because everything was just going so fast. And by the time I got to the house, everything got settled down. I started noticing that everything was getting real tight, tense, and wake up in the morning and noticed I needed to go to the doctor.
Who'd you go to first?
I went to the
other treatment?
I went to the ER. They took a bunch of x-rays. They said I was fine with soreness and it would go away. And then after several months after that, soreness did not go away. I went back to another doctor. He subscribed some pain medication, sent me on my way. Took the medication. It did not go away. And then I came to Dr. Masters.
When you first came in, had you ever been to the chiropractor before?
No.
Were you skeptical or
Yes.
worried? What had you heard about chiropractic?
they'll keep you there forever and always find something wrong with you.
Okay. Now, how do you feel now compared to when you first felt bad?
95% better.
Okay, super. Great. Is there anything else you'd like to say to people who are considering chiropractic?
Well, speaking for yourself, you take care of the needs, you listen to people, you know what you're talking about.
Well, I was diagnosed through my MRI scan with a degenerative disc of L5-S1 and L4-L5, and both of those were bulging. So I was having major pains back down typically it was more down my right leg.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason I came here.
Okay.
After months of physical therapy and after the drugs, the Vioxx and the Celebrex.
So you tried all other
Yes.
routes first?
Well, the only next step that I knew of was going to be surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And I came back here.
What was the outcome of the other treatments? Any success?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, of course, the drugs make you feel okay. But as soon as you get off the drugs, you don't feel okay. The pain came back right away. Like if I was on the drugs for a week, within 2 to 3 days, pain was back again. And not that I had done anything to increase or change the pain.
Mm-hmm.
It just came back. So the drugs are good to help you be without pain, but they're not curing anything.
Okay.
And the physical therapy helped me some in the fact that I needed to strengthen my lower back and my lower abdomen muscles to help get the disc back where it's supposed to be, but I still had a lot of major leg pain.
Okay.
Didn't matter if I was standing, sitting, or laying down. It was there every day, all day long.
Can you explain the experience you had with lab therapy?
Well, I came here I think I had 25 treatments overall with the lad, and I did 22 of them back to back. In other words, 5 days a week for 4 weeks. Then I had 2, and then Christmas time came in, and so I was away for about a month, and then came back and had 3 more, I think. And for the last couple of months, knock on wood, no drugs and no pain in the lower the lower back or the lower right leg. I'm still doing physical therapy to strengthen the lower back and my lower abdomen muscles in an effort to be able to bowl or play golf or maybe even possibly water ski, But the main thing I got to do is keep the pain out of the lower leg. So if that means don't do anything, then I won't do anything. And I don't want to go through the surgery because the only thing that they tell me that they could do is there's some places that'll do the microscopic surgery, and I think if I was going to do anything, I'd try that first. That price tag begins at $20,000. Then the next thing that could be done is to fuse the 2 vertebrae together, and of course that's a very permanent, undoable scenario. So if I have my preference, I'd rather leave my body alone if it will alleviate the pain, and that's what I was trying to do.
What's the main thing you noticed different after lab?
The pain went away in my legs, and my lower back and buttocks. I mean, you just can't imagine what it's like every day, walking, sitting, standing, sleeping, which you never sleep very well, with that type of pain all the time. Didn't matter how you laid, didn't matter if you had pillows between your knees or whatever, it was there constantly. Getting out of the chair, tying your shoes, bending over, shaving, none of that was, and of course, any type of real activity had to be stopped. That includes sex, and that's not good for me. I like that part of it. Part of my life, anyway.
Yeah, definitely. So you were overall happy with the results?
Yes.
Receive.
Since I'm a Virgo and very skeptic to begin with, it's my nature. My hopes are that this is a long-lasting scenario, and so I'm going to try to be real careful not to do something to get that disc to bulge again, because when it does, it's going to hit the nerve back there, and that's what causes the pain. There was nothing wrong with my leg.
Mm-hmm.
It's all that the nerve, when the disc bulges out the back and hits the nerve, then it starts firing the nerves all up and down your legs, even though you don't really know it, but that's what's happening. And that's what causes the pain. It's like you had been exercising the leg tremendously for weeks and weeks and weeks and months without ever rest. And that's what that disc bulging against that nerve does. It just keeps it firing. And that's where the pain comes from.
Okay. Was the treatment uncomfortable in any way?
Oh, yeah, because, at first you're doing something to your body that it hasn't had done. In my particular case, I've been doing computer work for 22 years, so my real strenuous activity is typing. I mean, that's the maximum thing that I do, so anything that would go in and stretch the lower back, which is what I needed, physical therapy couldn't do it for me. So the LAD treatment was capable of doing that for me without hurting me permanently. And that's what I needed. It seemed to be what I needed anyway. At least I'm walking around and smiling today, and I was not smiling back in November. I got hurt in February of 2000, and I went until November before I started getting some relief in all the different things that I tried, and talked to the neurosurgeons and the regular GP, and did the MRI, did the x-rays, and it seems to be working out okay. I'm not saying that I won't have to come back. I'm going to try to make it so that I don't have to. So every day I'm doing my treadmill, doing stomach exercises, and also doing physical therapy. Electrotherapy on my back at home. And I think that's helping out quite a bit.
Would you recommend the LAD therapy process to anyone else?
I think if they had a similar condition to what I have, I think that at a minimum they should try it. The worst thing that'll happen is that they find out that this only relieves part of their ailment. It depends on their activity, I think. But what the idea was with the LAD, stretches you apart, and it allows it to, if there's any softness left in the disc, if there's any flexibility left in the disc, then it'll suck it back into place. Consequently, it's not pushing up against the nerve. So, the theory of the design and the functionality of what it did for me, yeah, I would, if someone has a bulging disc of some type and, they're still in pretty good shape, I would definitely, suggest that they try that. What's your alternative? Surgery. And you either try to go for the microscopic, non-invasive type of surgery, or they cut a hole in your back, and then they start fusing bones and vertebrae together. And I can't see that as a very positive outcome in the long run. In the short run, it will definitely, they all say, that they will stop your pain, because now there's no more disc to hit your nerve there. So yeah, I would say the pain would go away. But then think about losing the flexibility that two vertebrae was, now you have one vertebra. And then everyone that I've talked to tells me that the disc up above it or below it now have to take on the action that one that they've now cut out and removed. And so I think 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, or even 2 years later, something else is going to go wrong. So I'm going to try to avoid the surgery if I can. I'm not saying that I eventually won't, but either way, they're going to cut on the disc partially to get the disc away from your nerve, or they're going to remove the disc and fuse your vertebrae together. So those are my options. I would go for the LAD first and really work hard at it for 3 to 4 months to see if that would not alleviate the pain. I would definitely try that first. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Is there anything else you'd like to say about Arkansas Chiropractic or about LAD or the doctors?
Well, You know, I've known Dr. Masters for a long time, and Dr. Dean's just recently been here, but he's the one that brought the lad. So, you know, I think, you know, between the doctors and the staff here, I think you're going to get the best treatment they know that they can provide for you, and they're always going to be smiling and giggling and carrying on with you. So I think it's a pretty neat environment to come to. So.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I had a lot of lower leg pain, basically pain through my lower back and my leg, and it was getting pretty uncomfortable. So
How long had you dealt with that?
about 2.5 years.
Okay. Was there anything that precipitated that? Did you have an injury, or it just
No,
kind of showed
I think
up?
it's just cumulative over the years, and
Okay,
pretty much.
kind of had progressively just gotten worse over a period of time.
yes, definitely.
Okay. Have you tried any other forms of treatment?
No, just had some adjustments made, and it seemed to help somewhat, but it just kept chronically coming back and wasn't getting any better. So
Okay, well, go ahead and just explain your experience with the lead therapy, kind of what you went through and what happened with it.
well.
Look at the camera. They won't like it.
Okay, what? I'm sorry.
Just, what was your experience with lead? I mean, you went through a series of treatments and you got better, you got worse. Kind of what happened? Was it comfortable? Was it uncomfortable?
Actually, it was fairly painless. I mean, compared to what I was in, it felt pretty good to get on to have treatment, and it definitely made an improvement over the time. It was slow at start, but it definitely improved. So it just took time.
So were you pretty happy with what happened? Your results?
Definitely, it was worth it.
Have you, and would you recommend the lead therapy process to anybody else?
Yes, I agree.
Now, you'd had back surgery before.
Yes.
Were you worried about the possibility of having to do that again? I mean, it wasn't the same, but
No, it really is a separate, isolated incident. It's different. So, I mean, yeah, I always have the fear of, having to do it again, but I don't, I've had checkups and it's not come back this time, so.
oh, I mean for the disc. I was thinking.
No, I've never had disc surgery.
Yeah, I know that. I was just wondering if you were worried about having to maybe have another spine surgery.
Well, no, yeah, I'm always, fear of the tumor coming back, but, as far as in, it hasn't, so is that what you're trying to get at?
Low back.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
thinking of,
more
yeah,
concerned with
having
on
surgery
the
to
low
get the disc off your nerve down
Well,
there.
yeah, I've definitely been concerned. I wanted to eliminate having that possibility, but, this has definitely gone in the right direction to where, I don't feel that I'm going to have to, so
Great.
that's exactly what,
What's
the result of.
What's changed in your life since you had the treatment, the lead treatment?
I have more mobility now, like I say, I've definitely, less pain, which is, the big factor. Like I say, I'm a little more active. I'm still, a little early to be getting real functionable, so.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell somebody? If you were talking to your brother-in-law or your brother that had the same kind of problems, what would you tell him?
I would definitely say come in and at least check it out. I mean, I would recommend it. Like I say, it seemed a little skeptical at first, but definitely it was all worth it. That's for sure.
It's like chiropractic.
I had some friends that said, well, first off, had a car run through my house in my bedroom and hurt me a little bit. Didn't really notice it at first, I guess, gym or something,
Mm-hmm.
And a week later, friends kept saying, you need to go to the doctor, you need to go to the doctor. And they had this flyer for Arkansas Chiropractic, and so called up here and made an appointment.
Great. What type of problems were you having?
It was lower back pain and mid back pain, neck actually, but it was just more of a knotted muscles, and like when I tried to sleep, I only sleep for like an hour or two, and I had to wake up, my back was hurting. That's what the problems were.
Okay. And what has Dr. Masters done for you?
I'm actually sleeping a lot better. I can sleep 5 hours without even waking up now, and I really appreciate that. It feels good.
Great. So you've seen
Excellent, yeah.
big improvements since
Big
you started coming
improvement,
in? Did it affect your life in any way other than your sleeping? Is there any other problems you were having?
That's basically it. I mean, It bothers me, bothers me a little bit, just, standing up and working all night, but I didn't, basically it was a sleeping problem because you can't sleep, you can't do anything else.
Yeah. How long did it take you before you started seeing changes in your lifestyle and able to sleep?
Probably a week. I came in like every day that week, but it helped dramatically that week.
Great.
I work up the street, and I was recently in a car accident, and it was convenient for me to be able to come on lunch hour, or before work, or after work.
Great.
Just the location.
What kind of problems were you having before you came into the office?
I was in a car accident. I was rear-ended.
Okay. What specific pain areas were you having?
In my lower back and in my neck. And headaches really bad.
Great, great. And have you seen a lot of improvement based on the treatment that you have?
Yes. My headaches are down to maybe one mild one a week, where I was having several intense ones several times a week.
Okay, great. What percentage of improvement do you think you've seen?
Let's see. I would say probably, from when I started, I was on a pain level of 100, and I'm probably down to I feel pretty normal now. So.
Good. Has your lifestyle gotten back to normal?
Probably within the next week or two I will. I haven't gone to the gym or worked out or anything. I just haven't had the energy or strength or comfortability to be able to do that. So I think I'll be back to normal in about a week or two.
Were you skeptical about coming to a chiropractor?
A little bit. You hear good and bad, and I just really wasn't sure, if it was going to help or, those kinds of things, but it did.
So are you pleased with the
Very
results?
Pleased.
Great, great. Is there anything Dr. Dean has done differently to help you with your lifestyle, or just the treatments and the therapy?
The treatments are very good, and the therapy and his bedside manners are wonderful.
Great, great. Would you refer a friend of yours to the office?
Yes.